The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the April 20th, the terrific Tuesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I can make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we'll go check on the circumstances of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But more important than that, that's this. During this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in. Phone lines are open, 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, we've got you covered there, too. You can always send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, if you would be kind enough to put radio show question, and in our Tigers, then well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on terrific Tuesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. All the indices, with the exception of the transports, trading lower. Dow's off 262, S&P 33, NASDAQ 124, Russell 50. We're going to go figure out what all that means. Leading the charge, the upside today, you've got the Kansas City Southern. It's up $42. Ring Central, $9. $10. That's 3%. Charter Communications, $8. 1%. Equinix up 7.50, 1%. CRISPR Therapeutics up 6%. To the downside, Booking Holdings, $128. Mercado Libre, $59. Amazon, $41. Fudu Holdings, $36. Chipotle, off $30. So plenty to look at. We're going to look at what you want to look at. So let's begin. Actually, let me shift my screens here. Stop sharing, start sharing, find the new screen. We're going to take a look at the S&P 500 via the ES Mini. So we'll do it a couple of different ways. Hopefully I remember to switch back and forth from screens. What you're looking at right now is an 8-panel chart of the ES Mini. In the upper left hand, so you have multiple time frames. Let's see what each of these time frames are communicating to us. You start with on the left-hand side, the upper left-hand side, you've got the daily. Now, every now and then, this is a NinjaTrader application. Every now and then, my NinjaTrader application will pick up a profile that's attempting to be formed. Now, this shows as yesterday. It doesn't show that on my black background charts and my e-signal. So sometimes it picks it up a little bit early. I have to go with the information that the charts are able to produce. So what I do know, because this is a bullish structured profile here, that support for the ES Mini is between 40.94 and 41.21. So in other words, price is already today pulled back into that support level. I don't have a valid topping signal inside the ES Mini as we speak, so I would hesitate to call the ES Mini generated top. Not that it couldn't have, not that it may not have. I'm just saying I can't sit here and be disingenuous to you and say that the S&P 500 is topped because I don't have the topping signals or patterns. So price is pulled back into a potential level of support. Potential because I want to get confirmation with regard to these profiles on both systems. But we're going with this as we speak right now. If you look at the 5-hour time frame chart, it has formed bar number 8 of a TD9 count, and very likely will form a TD9 count bar unless there's some type of explosive rally to the upside that gets it up towards the 41.68 area. I don't think that is likely as a likely outcome. Could, but you can see that bar number 8 is also forming a breakout support. 41.19. This is where on a 5-hour chart, you would expect the ES mini to find support. So now you've got the daily at a potential support level, the 5-hour definitely at a support level. Go to the 4-hour chart. Bar number 8, also sitting right around support, 41.25. Go to the 2-hour time frame chart. No TD9 count. There is an A to B equals CD to the downside. There's no bullish reversal candle, but more importantly, price is sitting at support. So this 41.19 area is very important for both the bulls and the bears. But here we've got, two longer-term potential bottoming signals. The TD9 hasn't completed yet, as I said, but it sure does look like it will complete. Now, on the hourly chart, there's probably, let me just expand this, there's probably an A to B equals CD pattern. Oh, absolutely. So here's your A to B, B to C, C down here, and you've got your bullish piercing candle. So on the 60-minute chart, you've got a valid bottoming signal. On the 30-minute chart, you've got a Rhodes momentum indicator signal. Now, price hasn't cleared the oscillator and change line, which it needs to do, but you can tell that the ES mini right now, as we speak, is attempting to form a bottom when we take a look at each of these time frames out here. So that's the ES mini. There was a question about the NQ. Now I'm going to start it up here and get the NQ, but I'm going to switch over to a different chart. We can come back to this. The reason we're going to switch over to a different chart is because it helps to answer the question. And the question is posted in the Tiger's Den from John. And John's asking about the TAS market profiles. And what John has observed, he's taken a look at panel number two from the left, the NQ. His question goes like this. I observed that the NQ TAS figures, bottom of the daily, really, it's the center of the daily, but he put in bottom of the daily, and the top of the weekly are about the same. And then the question is, if it's under those on a closing basis, that suggests waterfall selling. Okay, so the first thing is what I have on my screen here, John. The top of the weekly profile is at 13,750, and the center of its bearish structured profiles at 13,739. So I think those are the two areas that you are looking at. Or I hope that those are the two areas that you're looking at, because those would be the active profile levels. Now, the bottom of the daily is down at the 13,521 level. So 13,521 would really be the area that price would need to close below for the NQ to generate a change in trend signal. So I don't know your definition of a waterfall, but I can tell you the chart's definition of a waterfall would be if price closed below 13,521, then the next TAS market profile support level would be into 12,904 to 12,622. So if that's your waterfall question, if price closed below 13,521, do those become the targets? Absolutely. But we're not there yet. So, and this is really important. It's very subtle. We'll see how it gets pulled off today. But if we take a look at when price closes above a bearish structured profile, and this is a bearish structured profile, it's not super bearish structured, but it's a bearish structured profile. When price closes above a bearish structured profile, it's a very bullish message. Well, what happens when price pulls back into it? Well, my experience is it's not 100%, still haven't found that 100%er, but it's such a high probability that when you pull back, if it's just a counter trend retracement, a pullback to a level of support, where price would find support is at the center of that profile, where both buyers and sellers believe there's fair value inside that range. Again, the range of 13,521 to 13,884. So right now the NQ is saying, hey, I may have bottom. So we need to do the same thing that we did earlier, which is go look at my other screen now that is populated. And we can take a look at the NQ on the very left-hand side. You're going to see, John, a different profile that formed yesterday that the Ninja Trader application is attempting to pick up. Now you're asking me where support is at. This is a really bullish structured profile, and that's 13,704, which would be a real key level to watch. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back. We'll finish up the NQ and go on to the RTY for Ruby in the Tiger's Den.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today.
Hey there, I'm Andy Arbertine with Tiger Precious Metals and Stones. Whether you're looking to buy and sell precious metals or trying to find the perfect diamond ring, I'm here to help. I have over 15 years of experience with diamonds and precious metals. You can call me directly at 727-329-8245, and I will personally answer any questions you have and help you find exactly what you're looking for. I will be your personal concierge in the metal and stone business. Give me a call today, 727-329-8245.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. So going back to the ES Mini that we covered in that first segment, we'll come back to the NQ in just a moment. The other reason to suspect that today will be some kind of low is in a bull market. What we typically see on any kind of pullbacks are 2 to 4 day knee-jerk reactions. 2 is the typical level out here. So this chart that I've got up on the screen is a daily ES, and if we take a look at the last 2 little retracements we've had, last 2 pullbacks, you can see it's been 2 days down. These are 2 consecutive days down, a bar up, 2 days down, and then back off to the races out here. And this is going to be day number 2. So we took a look at the profiles, we took a look at what was going on, and the short-term basis, again, it's going to be the end of the day, but we're just reporting on what the markets are communicating to you and I at 1:19 in the afternoon. And this should most certainly be considered. In fact, in a bear market, we're not in a bear market, this is a bull market. In a bear market, the counter trend moves to the upside would be also those 2 to 4 day knee-jerk reactions out here. So that's something to take into consideration. Now, back to the NQ out here. And the NQ, as I mentioned, has a slightly different profile that's forming inside of my Ninja Trader application. I know that there are new profiles attempting to form because they have been switching ever since last night. The Dow Equity Future Contract profile on my e-signal chart has changed 3 times already. And I think there's even a newer one that's in there right now. But that's what happens as these profiles are forming, because this is live information and the computers are interpreting it and then generating the information that you and I need to assist us with trading. If you take a look at the 5-hour chart here, very much like in the ES Mini, it too has formed bar number 8, very likely to form a TD9 count bottom right at 13,768 as TD9 breakout level. That's got to make someone say, okay, I can see a valid bottom. The 120-minute is trading just below. So the ES Mini has got the has the better bottoming signals overall with regard to the 8-panel charts that you and I are looking at out here. But nonetheless, we can see potential levels of support out here for the NQ. The hourly is trying to generate a Rhodes momentum indicator signal. So is the 30-minute TD9 count on the 10-minute chart out here. So that's what's going on inside of the NQ. With regard to the NQ out here, let's go see what that looks like with our 2 to 4 bar knee-jerk reaction, see where it's at. And same thing, today's going to be day number 2 of a potential pullback. Now, if we start getting to, in any event, that just something for you folks to consider. Now, Russell 2000 was something that right all the way up to the left out here. So on the bottom right on a 10-minute basis, you've got a nice Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. This would suggest price could make its way up to about 2203. Prices below the current 10-minute profile, so it's not really a sound is gone back now. Sorry about that, folks. Don't know what happened there with the sound. As I was saying, in the Russell 2000, it's tempting to form a bottom. It's got a Rhodes momentum indicator signal, but right now price is below the bottom of those 10-minute profiles, so it's a bit suspect. Not suspect, but it's not the best of bottoming signals. 15-minute time frame, the opposite. Got a TD9 count bottom. You've got a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. Price is trading with inside a bullish structured profile that says watch 2169. Ruby. A close below that, really it's a close below the low of the day is what you'd be looking for. That would suggest a further move lower. A close above 2190 on a 15-minute base says you're headed to 2227. Is that a guarantee? No, Stevie can't give you a guarantee. 30-minute chart has a buy the D point, an A to B equals CD pattern that happened with this little piercing candle, trading with inside its profile. Real resistance here is 2189. A close above 2189, you'd probably say, okay, I want to protect those profits. We're not there just yet. The other time frame charts, you've got a TD9 count pattern that's forming on this current bar on the 4-hour time frame chart, and you've got a TD9 count on the 5-hour time frame chart. That is occurring. I think both these bars probably finish at 2 o'clock, so you do have bottoming signals there. Let's switch over and take a look at my other charts out here, because on this daily chart, we're not going to get much. So let's switch back over. Give me a moment to do that. We'll take a look at those profile charts. And that's going to be the one in the very right-hand panel. So I'll just expand this out. In Ruby, price is below support. Now, this is a profile that formed yesterday, and that support was at 2208. So just simply the next levels, well, let me see if I even have this programmed in here just yet. Let's see. Do I? Does Stevie? He does. Let me get the weeklies up here for you. So now we've got the weeklies on the chart. So, I'm sorry that it's so clustered, but it is what it is out here, and all this information means a lot. So, first, if we turn the profiles off, here's an easier way to do it, maybe a little bit less clusterfied. So let's do this. Let's turn off our TAS boxes. So as we take a look at this chart, Ruby, you probably have yours decorated like this. Here you've got your trend lines. And so price is really pulling back into your trend lines. You'd have to see a close, I'd say, below about 2140, give or take out there, to suggest, much lower price out here. So you've got nice rising. You've got higher bottoms out here for the most part. So you've got, this little wedge that it's trading back into. If you were asking me, is this trading back into support based upon what we just looked at on those other charts, the answer is yes. But that, I don't know if I'd close it out just yet because there's no levels of resistance that have been broken on that short-term time frame. But yes, it does appear that you're moving back to support. So those are the trend lines. If we get rid of the trend lines out here, and then we just simply put up our TAS market profiles, we put the daily and the weekly out here, a break of those trend lines would then give you a signal of moving back to the 2030 area. At least that would be the next that would be the next TAS market profile level. So does that help you out with regard to, Ruby, what's going on inside the Russell 2000? I mean, if not, let me know, and I'll try to give you some additional information out there. But that's what we see. We put all those charts together. And all those charts together right now say, I'm trying to form a bottom. I haven't taken out resistance. And until I take out resistance, it's not a confirmation that I'm really able to try to get to that bottom out there. So that's really the summary of what we just looked at inside the Russell 2000. So let me take a quick break here. Now, when I mean break, I'm just going to look at my phone and see what questions have come in. So I've got looks like a couple, but one for sure. Here's one from Alan D. This is a big question. Alan is asking about U.S. Steel and how we're going to do that. Let's do it this way. So, Alan, I'm going to read your question during the break. For this next 30 seconds, I'm just going to go analyze the chart. We take a look at U.S. Steel out here. Daily time frame shows what? It shows the potential for an A to B equals CD to the downside. It must take out the swing point from April 12th, and that low there is 2090. You cannot call it an A to B equals CD to the downside until price takes that level out. And that is support, by the way. That was a Three River Morning Star out here. Now we go back and take a look and see what volume is like on this. Is volume coming back? In fact, let's do this right now before we go to the break. Let's answer. Oh, shoot. Come on. 3-panel. X. And volume comparison. 17 million back on the 12th. Today you're at 12. Well, it is pulling down back with volume out there. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. The printing presses are working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The U.S. deficit has risen 200% in 1 year with no end in sight. The markets are looking for an additional stimulus bill to get us through this once-in-a-generation pandemic. There's no free lunch, folks. The more stimulus dollars put into the marketplace, the less your dollar's worth each and every day. This is the time to protect yourself with a portion of your portfolio in the metal market. The Gold Report comes out each Monday morning. I bisect and dissect the dollar, silver, gold, the XAU, and the HUI. The Gold Report is a long-term hedge against the dilution of your buying power. The U.S. has put more than $6 trillion into the marketplace in the last 6 months, with more expected in the next few months. The market did and does need the stimulus, but it will have long-term implications on our buying power. The Gold Report comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to TFNN.com and order the Gold Report now. Protect your buying power. Order the Gold Report now.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den trading room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So Alan's questions are really about the A to B equals CD pattern. So let me start off now that I've been able to read his question out here. And Alan is basically, I'm not sure if you're using this as your A point out here, March 16th, but I will. So if I were to first begin drawing, this is a weekly chart that he's asking questions about. If I were to begin drawing my A to B equals CD patterns off of the bottom, which is where I'd start, I'd be starting with the week of March 16th as my A point. I'd be starting with the week of June 8th as my B point, and it looks like the low is probably on the week of July 6, 2020. And that becomes my A to B equals CD pattern, at least the initial A to B equals CD pattern. Price continues to rise. You get your first bearish reversal candle really about right here on February, for the week of February 14th out here. But really, it looks like what this completed was a 1 to 2.618 A to B equals CD to the upside. So there's a couple different ways that I look at these things, Alan. A to B equals CD pattern, it's an art for sure. And when we have a completed A to B equals CD, I like to take a look at the new one that might be forming. Whereas you say this is confirmed, and I'll show everybody why you're saying that's confirmed, and it may be. Let's look at this. What Alan is actually doing, I believe, regardless of whether he started here on March 16th or he started here on July 6th, doesn't really matter. But in essence, he's saying, here's my A to B level, and the C point was back down here on February 1st. And because at 24.71, the week of 111, that had 93 million shares, a couple of weeks ago, price passed that with 149 million shares. So he's saying, hey, is a confirmed A to B equals CD to the upside. Is that correct? Yes, you can also go with that pattern as well. And that would give you an initial price target of 36.30. Price is still trading with inside its weekly profile. And as long as that remains, this pattern remains in effect. You prefer it to be above the B point, but that's not always how they work out there. So that's one possibility. However, there's also the other possibility, and that is this one, that maybe the next A to B equals CD, really, because that larger one off the bottom completed, that maybe the next one is really this one, where your A point is down at the low, could be the week of February the 8th out there, and your B point is that 329 level, and we don't know where the C point is just yet. Could have been the low of last week. It may be moving back to the bottom of support, but in this case here, you wouldn't have it confirmed, because that 149 million shares that you were using, price hasn't closed above. And I think that's really a fairly good way to look at it. Fairly good. I think it's a very good way to look at it, especially right now when I take a look at a monthly chart where there's really not much of a pullback here. I'm not saying U.S. Steel isn't going higher, and that Alan, that your A to B equals CD pattern isn't okay to draw, and it is, but you got to also take a look at the other patterns out there. So don't get too caught up into, hey, it's confirmed. If it's confirmed on all time frames that you're looking at, hey, that's a beautiful thing. Now, I was referring to the A to B equals CD potential inside of U.S. Steel to the downside. So let's go take a look at that. Before we went to break, we took a look at the volume of the swing point from April 12th. There was 18 million shares. You're at 12.6. Pretty good chance you're pulling back into this swing point with, well, you are pulling back with volume. Chances are at least the bottom is going to be tested, 2090. If price closes below 2090, that's going to give us an A to B equals CD to the downside. Now watch this magic. It's not my magic. It's chart magic. Here you're going to get an A to B equals CD that gives you a one-run price projection of 1743. Where is the bottom of support on the weekly chart? 1746. Pretty cool. So, Alan, before the A to B equals CD to the upside continues, let's watch and see what happens with U.S. Steel, because a close below 2090 says this thing is likely headed to that 1740-ish type range out there. So I hope that helps you out with regard to the A to B equals CD patterns, and thanks so much for writing in. The next question, if we have one, is... Oh, that's not it. That's not it. There we go. We've got one from SatP. Sat wants to take a look at COOP, and we can do that. So COUP. Let's get those. Well, let's get those on the actual chart out here. COUP, which is Coupa software. And the question is, could you please review Coupa and Okta and suggest an entry price to buy a few shares? So right now, price is back inside its daily profile. That's happening today. So an area to look to purchase few shares, just simply profile levels, are going to be 238 to 250. 238.05, 250.23. 249.21 is the bottom of the bullish structured weekly profile. So SatP, I'm going with 249.21. is the number that you're going to look for as an entry point. Let's go take a look at my other chart, see if there's some kind of bottoming signal or anything on this. There's both a bottom and a topping signal. So this forms a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. Does it on March 30th. You get that confirmation with that gap to the upside. That's your bullish reversal candle. Price continues to move higher until it completes what? A TD9 count pattern. That completes on the 14th. Price is now pulled back to support. That's that oscillator and change line. It's tested and rejected it. So this is a level of support. So to the extent you're looking to try to add shares on this, and you just find a retracement on the pullback, the levels are now going to be, in addition to what I gave you, 242 even Steven, 250.24, and this morning's low at approximately 254.91. Those would be the areas that the daily chart is suggesting as places to consider adding a position. As we look at the weekly time frame chart out here, I don't really have much other than price trading into that bullish structured profile that has helped, so that's not assisting us. The monthly time frame chart for Coop suggests price could easily pull back to 283, 175.37 out there. So that's a possibility. But you would know that based upon how things are trading on the daily first. 30-minute time frame chart, I don't have anything out here to assist us. I don't think. Oh, just got to hit the right button. Yeah. Oops. Yeah, no, nothing there. So it's back to the daily. And if this is very bullish, Coop, then support was this morning at the 254.89 level. So hope that helps out. Oh, you also want to take a look at OKTA. I believe that is even the name of the company. So what you're looking at here is potentially price pulling back and testing its oscillator and change line. I can't tell you where, I can't see into the future to tell you where that test is going to hook up to each other. But that is a likely outcome. Price is at 264. The oscillator and change line is at 250.91. It's probably somewhere in between there, and the top of its new profile is 252. So I'd go with about a 252 level and change as an area to buy. That's coming from the daily time frame chart. Weekly time frame chart is not assisting us there. The 30-minute chart is saying, okay, yeah, I can see a further retracement. I don't see, price would have to close below 262.70. So you're looking for a close at 262.70, 2 consecutive bars on a 30-minute basis to suggest that the move to the downside is still on. And it's really, I'd say, let's look at this probably, unless there's a big move, a big swift move, maybe next week, Wednesday, Thursday, something like that out there. So I hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for writing in. That was ticker symbol OK, TA. Don't know why I struggle to say that, but I did, and I do. Okay, no other questions. Is there anything inside the Tiger's Den that, I think we covered that 13,704. So we're pretty good. We've got about 10 seconds before we go to breakout here. Real quickly, just take a look at these market update charts, see what we see out here. Anything. It's the 30-year Treasury bond right now trading above the top of a bearish structured daily profile that's trying to form. That suggests higher price and lower yield for the 30-year. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. The phone lines are open. The email lines are open, as well as the Tiger's Den, meaning I've got no requests out here, so we're going to surf around a bit. Now, this is a set of charts that I think is kind of cool. Of course, I would think it's kind of cool. I'm the one that created it. But what I really mean by that is this gives us an easy view into what's going on between the patterns of gold, the patterns of silver, and the patterns of the U.S. dollar. Now, in another chart, you just have to believe me for the moment, but if I put the other chart up, you will see that the U.S. dollar started from the very right-hand side, formed a TD9 count bottom yesterday. That was the bar following bar number 9. That says that low has to hold in order for this pattern to effectuate a bottom. Well, so far it has. You've got a nice candle out here today. This is not a bullish reversal or anything. Doesn't need to be. It just needs to hold yesterday's low. So this could be a signal, a TD9 count. This would suggest to you and I that the U.S. dollar index should bounce up to about 92.02. That 92.02 figure is going to change over time. That's on another screen. That's the oscillator and change line. But price should, if this is a bottom, price should make that move. If the U.S. dollar is going to make that move, it should at least contain or cap, doesn't have to, but should either contain or cap or maybe see an additional retracement inside of gold and silver. Now, if we take a look at gold, we're going to jump all the way over to the left-hand panel. What gold did 4 days ago was it broke through its sideways consolidation. Now, the cool thing about a sideways consolidation is when price breaks through that, as long as it's not a false breakout. And at 1:43 in the afternoon, I'm not calling this a false breakout. It's a real breakout. That suggests a move up into the 1840 level. Gold has a consolidation pattern. Silver does not. Silver has an A to B equals CD pattern. That A to B equals CD pattern generates a price projection of 2662. That's only the 1-to-1. Price doesn't have to stop there. Price can easily make the 1.27 to the 1.618 expansion out there. So you've got nice confirming patterns to the upside, but the U.S. dollar index is saying not so fast. The ride is going to get bumpy out here. And what it would appear to me is that when you break through a consolidation, oftentimes, not always, oftentimes, price will pull back to test the top of that consolidation before things get, just to confirm that this is a real breakout. So the top of the consolidation is approximately, not right to the T, but it's approximately 1759, give or take a few bucks. So it's not unrealistic to think that maybe what's going to happen here as gold makes this move up towards that oscillator and change line. Well, let me just switch charts here, switch panels, I should say. Well, it's really switching charts too. So let's go switch to this panel of charts. These are my currency pair panel. And so in the upper left-hand corner, you're seeing the U.S. dollar index, and you can see where that oscillator and change line is. So on a valid bottom, the counter trend move, the move is typically to get up to test that line. That's why that oscillator and change line is such a key element. What's interesting about the bottom inside the U.S. dollar index, that's not the pattern inside the euro or the yen out here. The euro and the yen negated its TD9 count top. The euro is suggesting, that it wants to go make a move to 1.218. Which if it does that because of the 57% weighting inside the U.S. dollar index, that's going to slow down the U.S. dollar index from making a move higher. The U.S. Japanese yen negated its TD9 count. It suggested a move back to 105.19 out here. And even though I don't have it drawn in, this is just a consolidation inside of the Great British Pound as we speak right now. So this has hit the top of its consolidation, and it's backing off. So we'll watch the U.S. dollar. For sure, we watch how gold is priced in all of the major currencies. If we take a look at the U.S. dollar on a short-term time frame, let's look at this. So here's the 30-minute chart. And what we can see is when this morning, when the U.S. dollar index bottomed, it was a Rhodes momentum indicator signal. Already had a TD9 count pattern in here earlier, late last night, early this morning. So it has two bottoming signals out there. Price is able to take out its TD9 breakdown level of 91.08. This, again, is telling us when you can break. So on the short term, remember, if you're going to make a bottom, an instrument's going to make a bottom, the short-term time frame resistance levels are going to begin to fail. And so for resistance levels, you and I have TAS market profiles, and we have our TD9 count levels. So price gets through the TD9 breakdown level, does it on bar number 9, finds a little bit of a top. Where's it pulled back to? The oscillator and change line. Remember, we talked about on the daily chart, it has the TD9 bottom, and price should go and hit that oscillator and change line. Well, look what it did right here just on the 30-minute chart. These things repeat over and over and over again. On the daily, it just takes a longer period of time to do. But in this instance here with the U.S. dollar index pulling back, testing, and rejecting and moving higher out here, this is suggestion on a 30-minute basis, and there is an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. But for me, the price target would be 91.67, the next level inside the U.S. dollar index. So that's what the U.S. dollar index charts are communicating to us. And with regard to gold and silver out, you're just going to have to pay close attention. The U.S. dollar index, and I won't say it again, it does look like it's put in at least a short-term bottom. It could be more than that. Okay, so what next do we want to take a look at out here? What are people interested in? Apple. I would think, Steve, are the Qs making a short-term bottom at around 335? So, yes, Terry, we covered this earlier. I'll do it again for you. Let me just looking at these gold charts here. Thank you. There is the possibility that the answer, no, that's okay. I understand you, but the possibility. So, Terry, first, look at the very left-hand panel up here. Very left-hand panel. There's a new profile that's attempting to form on my Ninja Trader system. It's not jiving with what's going on in eSignal, but the data is the data. And sometimes the Ninja Trader will pick something up early. So prices pulled back into a bullish structured area. The key level to watch is 13,704. The answer to your question is if 13,704 holds inside the NQ. I know you're asking me about the Qs, but I've got to look to the NQ for your answer because I'm not going to get the same information, and I would be misleading you if all I did was looked at the QQQ ETF. I'm not going to do that. I'm not playing that game. So you've got to watch 13,704. If you're asking me is price pulled back into support, the answer is yes. If you look at the 5-hour chart, price pulled back to support, 13,768. That's a TD9 breakout level with bar number 8 of a TD9 count. So this could form a bottom by the early evening hours out. That's a 5-hour chart. So it's not going to happen before today's. Well, take that. That could happen actually by 5 o'clock today. So, yeah, there's attempts of the NQ trying to find a bottom, but in the NQ. Now, the other thing to consider is in bull markets, and we're in a bull market. So in bull markets, what we typically get are 2 to 4 day knee-jerk reactions. What I mean by that is you typically get 2 consecutive down days. 2 to 3. It's typically 2. So the NQ has struggled, whereas if I put up the ES chart, it looks stronger than this, or even the Dow equity future contract. But you will see here you get a little decline. 1, 2, 3 day, boom, you're off to the upside. We had a much more of a decline here. So when you start getting when it gets beyond 4 day, it tells you you're in a real correction out here. But as I just pull this back, look at all these 2 days up, 2 days up. So today's going to be day number 2. Coming back to that support level just says, folks, the sell in May, as far as I know, today is April 20th. It's not May. And sell in May isn't May Day, May 1st. It's usually around May 6th, May 7th, something like that. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave. Sign up for the Opening Call risk-free today.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based, vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. We got 3 requests in about less than 2 minutes. So the first one is for Bitcoin. The question is, where is support? If we take a look at the daily time frame out here, support was this morning as price got down to a low of 54,505. The actual support level is the bottom of its daily profile, 54,378. If price were to close below 54,378, let me pull over my other Bitcoin chart here, and it's just a daily. It's a June contract that we're looking at. Price would then or should target the level of 48,120. That's a TD9 breakout. You can see Rhodes Momentum Indicator top out here. So price hit support And if it closes below support, it'll go on to that next level of support. That was question number 1. Question number 2 was to take a look at Home Depot. There was actually 2 requests. I don't think I'll have time, but we can get Home Depot in. If we take a look at Home Depot on a daily time frame formed a TD9 count top. And until price closes above the price point of 328.67, will that pattern be negated? Right now, prices, it's really neutral. Price has got a top, but price is above the top of its daily profile, 321.40. So support levels on any move lower inside Home Depot are 321.40, 314.92, 311.04, and then finally 309.74 out there. That's the daily time frame for Home Depot. Let's go to the third question out here. That's great. We're going to get all these in. And if we take a look at it, it's for FENY. I don't know what that is. It doesn't really matter. As we look at the chart out here, this suggests that price has got a nice TD9, has got a nice Rhodes Momentum Indicator top out here, and price should target its next breakout level, which is 12.23. And I think your question was if it closed below 18.77, will it likely test 12.23? It's likely going to test 12.23 without really a bottoming signal out here, so it could head lower. And again, that is ticker symbol FENY. That was perfect. We got through all the requests out there. That's a beautiful thing. But even more beautiful than that are the next 2 hours. Your favorite polar bear, David White. He's up next. After David, you've got Tom O'Brien to take us on home. I'll be back with you on Wonderful Wednesday. Have a terrific Tuesday, folks. Be safe out there.